customer support, and I just want to say thank you for joining us here at the live Q&A session. So if you guys are watching, go ahead and just let us know where you're from and say hi in the chat box. I'd love to hear from you. And then I'm going to get into some information about phone cases that have just came out, and then we're going to jump in and answer some questions from chat and then some email questions as well. So let me get started on talking about phone cases. So if you remember a while back, we had phone cases that were offered and then they went away. And now lots of people have been asking where are the phone cases, are you guys bringing them back? It's been a huge request, especially during the holiday season. So good news is they're back, they're here, and they're ready to be added to your price list. Let me show you how to get those added to your price list and make them available to your clients. So if you just go up to selling in your website right here, you just need to go to a price list. You just need to go to a price list here. And then once you're in your price list, you just need to pick the price list that you want to add this to. So I'm going to add the phone cases to my demo list right here. And let me just show you how to get these phone cases. So what you need to do is just click the orange Add Products button, and then where you're going to go is you're going to pick a lab. You're going to pick the Zenfolio photo case lab. So if you go right here, you're going to go to Add Products. And then usually on the top right over here, it says something like all vendors or something like that. What you want to do is click right here and then just choose Zenfolio phone cases right here. And here the phone cases are. You can scroll down here and pick and choose the ones you want to offer for sale. Just pick on the ones you want. And then after you decide which ones you want to add, just go down to the very bottom. Let me get myself out of the way. Go down to the very bottom here and just click Add Selected Products. That's going to add these phone cases to your price list, and then you just need to go through and do your normal markup and things like that on them. So right here they are. Right here, just come through and add your markup. Now, if you had a percentage-based markup already applied to this price list, it's going to automatically take that on as long as you had it applied to this category right here. So the photo gifts category has a 100% over base cost markup, and then on this right here, that's going to take that setting on and adjust those prices accordingly, or you can certainly come through and adjust them yourself. Then once you're finished with that, just go ahead and click save, and now you have added those phone cases to your price list. And then as long as that price list is assigned to a gallery, then your clients can go through and purchase those phone cases. All right, so let me get back to my dashboard real quick, and let me take a question from chat really quick. So looks like we have I believe, forgive me if I say this wrong, Yona George. He says, regarding guestbook, I have that in my menu bar. Can I begin a chat using an image on my site? If you see what I mean, like comment below an image. So it sounds like what you're talking about, George, is you're talking about photo comments, and you can't really do a chat, so to speak. You can just do like repetitive comments back and forth on photos, but you can definitely do that. Let me show you how to make sure that it's on and make sure that it's viewable. So if you go into your photos and then you just pick a gallery, let's just pick a gallery right here. Let me switch over to full browser view right here. And I'm just going to go to, let's go to a client's gallery right here and click on the Smith gallery is what I'm going to click on. And then I'm just going to make sure that this gallery is allowing those things. So I'm going to make sure that it's allowing guestbook and allowing photo comments. So that's under gallery access. And then on the comments tab, I'm just going to make sure that that is allowed. And then after I've checked to make sure that's allowed, going to click save, and then make sure that the whatever template I'm using for the gallery is allowing the comments to be used. So if you go up to preview right here and click on customize, then what you want to do is you just want to make sure that it's allowing those photo comments to be shown. So right here, let's see, options, and then page elements, where is it at? Down in here. Sorry, my trackpad is not cooperating very well this morning or today. So let me go back. I believe actually it's on the photo page here. So I'm going to go to the photo page here and then make sure that the comments are on. And it also is going to depend too on what you have your layout set to. So I might have to change my layout a little bit as well. Guest book, right here it is. So the guest book is set to hide. I'm going to make sure I set this to show and then make sure I have that to apply right here. And then what we're going to do is just people can come in and leave comments and stuff like that. So right here, they can go to add and add comments, and they can click right here, put their comments in and add that entry, and then you can go back and reply to it and things like that. So that's how you do that on the photo comments. I hope that answers your question, George. If not, feel free to clarify some more in chat, and I'll be happy to try to go more in detail into that in chat. So let me get back to my dashboard here, and then we will just go ahead and take the next question. So it looks like the next question I've got is from, let's see here. Tina says, I'm having trouble with organizing my website. Can you explain how to have a simple homepage with a menu? Sure. So I'm not sure what what parts of it you're struggling with, but I can definitely go over really quick how to just get a really fast, simple setup. So the first thing you need to do is have a gallery that you want to use as your homepage gallery. And what I recommend for that gallery is make sure that you've got a gallery that's got some images that kind of represent all the different types of photography that you do. And then the next thing I would recommend is, if it's possible, try to have landscape orientated images in that gallery if you're going to use a full screen slideshow. So I've got a gallery created, I think it's right here in my 2016. Let me go to portfolio right here, and then I've got a gallery right here that says engagements. And let me just make sure that this one is going to work. That one is not going to work. So let me find one. I know I've got one in here that, there we go, right here. So I've got this gallery right here that I've created. It's a combination of images from different galleries that show the different types of work that I do. But if you'll notice, they're all landscape orientated because they work better with the full screen slideshow. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to customize the home page. So I'm going to go over my Zenfolio right up top here and click Customize Website. And then what I want to do is, once this loads, we're just going to go down, and my recommendation is to start with a site preset. So let me get my head out of the way here. So my recommendation is to definitely start with a site preset. This is going to be the fastest and easiest way to get your website looking kind of the way that you want with just a few clicks. So Tina, if you click right down here on site preset, a little window will pop up, and you can go through here and kind of get a preview. If you want a larger preview, you can click View Sample right here, and that's actually going to open up a new browser tab and kind of let you preview the website of what it would look like if you're using this preset. So anyway, once you find a preset that you like, just go ahead and click Apply. So let me just go ahead and apply this. And now this is going to affect your entire website because this is a website preset. So it's also going to change the way that your galleries look and things like that as well. So once it applies, you're going to notice everything on my site's going to look differently. My menu should be down here somewhere, and everything has changed and look a little bit different. All right, so let me make sure my background content is set up. So what I would like to do is, I think this website preset is actually set up to show just a single image. You can click up here on background content. Depending on the layout that you have selected, this might say grid content, it might say spotlight content, and each different setting has different options that you can apply to it. So right now this one has just a single photo or video applied to the home page, and I want to go ahead and change that because I want to show a slideshow. So I'm going to select slideshow and then click on that gallery that I've made right here for my home page slideshow with all landscape orientated images. So once I do that, I'm going to hit select, and then I'm going to scroll down right here and click on update. And so once that changes, you're going to see the images are going to be showing on my home page. And then all you need to really do is edit your site menu depending on what options you want to give to your clients. So down here is your site menu, and you can edit that over here. And this will also be in different places depending on what layout that you're using, because you have a couple of different menu options. Now, my personal recommendation is to use the site header menu. So I'm going to go to Options, Page Elements, and I'm going to set my page header right here to show. And then I'm going to hide that page footer and hide my homepage menu and my homepage logo, because what I would like is I would like for my website to have the same look all across the board. So no matter what page somebody visits, all of the navigation and stuff is the same. So now if you'll notice, if I switch this over, and now the menu is kind of overlaying on my display name right here. That just depends on the layout and how many items you have. So we're going to customize that site header really quick. I'm just going to go to site header. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this and use site header option B. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make everything nice and centered. So I'm going to set my logo position here to center. I'm going to set my menu here to center. And then just go ahead and click apply. And that's going to make everything nice and centered, and nothing's going to be covered up, and everything will be able to be accessed right from there. So now you can see all the menu items are back here below this. My site, these little buttons right here are still kind of getting covered up on that. So that's mostly because I've got this window kind of brought down like this. If I open it up like this, now everything looks like it should. So the last thing, Tina, that you probably need to know how to do is you need to know how to edit your site menu items right here. These are your website's navigation. So depending on what you want to show on your website, you just come right over here. And if you want to remove one, for instance, let me just remove this PDF document. Just hover over the one that you want to remove. Click this little pencil icon right here, and then in the pop-up window, click Remove. And so now if you want to link to something, you just come up here, and then after the page refreshes, you'll come right up here and click New. That's going to add a new slot for your site menu item, and then you can link it to whatever you want. So let's say I want to link to just a specific gallery directly from my site menu. I'm just going to call this Engagements. And then after I type the word out, I'm just going to hit Enter. And then what we want to do is we want to choose that group or gallery. So this in case it's going to be a gallery, we're just going to go right here to select. Actually, make sure that this is on group or gallery. Come down here and hit select. And then just locate that gallery that you wanted to link to. So in this case, it's in portfolio and engagements, and hit select and then update. And then the page is going to refresh, and that is how you that's how you add a site menu item. So now people can come on there and click engagements, and they can go right to the that engagements gallery. So Tina, I kind of hope that helps. Without really knowing what kind of website you're wanting, or really knowing what you want your website to look like and things like that, it's really hard to kind of display and show you how to do the things that you might want to do. But hopefully that gives you a good basic idea of how to do some things in your account. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel, and there is a playlist called Getting Started with Zenfolio, building a photography website, and there's a ton of tutorials in that playlist that will go over how to set your homepage up and things like that. So definitely check out that tutorial playlist. It's on the YouTube channel under playlist. All right, so let's go ahead and take the next question here I've got in chat. Camper800 says, how can I unpublish a built-in Zenfolio page? So I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to do as far as unpublish a built-in page. If you have a built-in page linked up here in your site menu, such as maybe like for instance, let's see, the home page right here, that would be the built-in home page, or the client access page is a built-in client access page. There's not really a way to unpublish those. You can definitely remove them from the site menu so that people can't access that page from your website. So if you hover over client access, for instance, click on that little pencil icon, and then you can just click remove, and that'll remove that from the site menu, and then nobody will be able to access it from your website. You just need to make sure that after you do that, you click on publish up here to make those changes go live. I hope that answers your question. If you can kind of maybe clarify a little bit more on chat, maybe the exact page that you're wanting to remove, if it's a blog post, if it's a custom page or something like that, I could definitely go into more detail on that. Just let me know in chat and I'll try to get back to it. But I hope that helps a little bit. All right, so let me get back to my dashboard really quick. I'm just going to click on back to dashboard in the bottom and go to continue. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the next question. Actually, really quick, I did want to throw out an announcement. Right now in the description of the live stream right now, there is the holiday deadlines for shipping products. So it's getting around holiday times. A lot of clients are going to be emailing you, asking, when is the last time I can order? How soon can I get this? Can I get this by Christmas? And there in the link right now is a link to the blog post that answers all of those questions and will give you all of that information. And so it's in the link in the description there. All right, so let me get to my next question here really quick. So somebody emailed in and they said, why do my clients have to make an account to save a set of favorites? Well, this is something that was changed. It's been changed for a little bit. Used to before, we would allow people to come to your website and just save a set of favorites and not have to create a client account. Now, what we were running into a whole lot of times is clients would come to your website, they would save a favorite set, and then maybe later on down the road, they were visiting another website, or they were just having some internet issues, or maybe even by default, just their browser had its browser cache cleared. So before we required people to sign in and have a client account, what would happen is that they would just be saved in the favorites just be saved in the browser cache, and the cookies as well. Cookies automatically expire after 14 days. So these were being saved in temporary places in their browser, and clients were, putting a lot of work and effort into making favorites lists, and then they were just losing them. So our answer to that was to require them to create a client account. So when they go in to try to save a favorite set, it asks them to either create a client account or if they have one to log in. And then what this does is it gives your clients a place to keep their favorite sets saved. So that even if they clear the browser cache, even if they're accessing your website on another computer, they can log into their client account and then their favorite sets will be saved right there for them. And it's also a good place that they can keep track of orders and things like that. Now, if you are using the favorite set, let me please really highly recommend that you have at least the client login link on your website. And the reason I say that is because when your clients go to the gallery and they save a favorite set and it asks them to create an account, and then later on down the road, let's say they come back to your website and they want to look at that favorite set, but they can't really figure out how to log into their client account because there's not a link, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have this page added to your site menu. So let me get to my website, customized website really quick, and I'll show you exactly what page I'm talking about. So there is a built-in page. It's called Login or Register. You can see I've got it added right here, but I'm just going to go ahead and go through the steps of how to add this, because this is going to make it super easy for your clients to get logged back into their client account after they've created one and saved favorites. It'll make it so much easier for them to find their favorites. So what you need to do is just go to plus new right up here, and then just type in something like client login and hit enter. And then you're going to go right here to built-in or custom page right here. And then from this drop-down list, you just need to make sure that you come down here and there is a page that says login or register right here. Click that and hit update. That's going to add that to the site menu. And then after your clients save their favorites into their client account, later on down the road when they come back to visit, they just click that client login link and it's going to take them to the login or register page where they can easily log into their account and access their favorites. The favorites, as you know, will be saved up in the little menu bar, so they just need to either register for or log in for an account over here or create one over here. But if they're returning, they just need to click on the login side and log into their account. Now let me get back to my dashboard really quick. One thing that you might have questions with about from your clients is if they did save a favorite set and it's from a password protected gallery. If they just go to the client login link and they log into their client account that way, sometimes when they view their favorite sets, the images are going to appear there, but they're going to have little stars across. All that means is that they need to just click on that image, visit the gallery, enter the gallery password, and then they'll be able to see the images. So I hope that helps. Thea, I'm glad that helped. If you have any more questions on that, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to continue talking about it or going more into detail. All right, so let's jump on to the next question really quick here. How can I find a specific client's favorite set within my client or within my account? All right, guys, so there are two types of favorite sets. Let me take a swig of water really quick. All right, so there are two types of favorite sets. There's favorite sets that your clients have actually gone through the process of clicking the share button up top and shared with you. And then there's favorite sets that they just have that they've favorited, but they haven't actually shared them with you. And you can see both of these sets. So if you go to Photos right here, just click right on the word Photos. Up here in your organizer over on the left, you're going to see favorites right here. And then you can search for these favorites a couple of different ways. So like I said, there's shared favorites right here. And then there's also other favorites. Now you can go to the shared favorites and you can actually click on these headings right here and sort them. So you can see the most recently created, or you can sort it to be, you know, the oldest created favorite set that you have just by changing this right here. You can see when the favorite set was modified. So if your client was like, hey, I just went and modified and added a few images to my favorite set, or maybe they deleted some, you can click here and change these sort orders. You can do the same thing down here, and you can also sort these as from. So you can say, if you know your client's name, you're looking for a particular name, you can hit that and sort it by the name. But if you're going to do that, what I would recommend doing is actually just using this little search bar up here. So you can actually search for a specific client's favorite set this way. So let's just say I want to find favorite set from, let's say John Doe. You can enter that right there and hit search, and it's going to bring those results in both places. So if John Doe had a set of favorites that hadn't been shared, that would show up there as well. So that's a really easy way to find those favorites from your clients in your account and locate them and then do whatever you need to do with them. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick. And let me see what the next question I've got is. How can I make my gallery thumbnails larger? So I'm taking email questions right now. If you have a question that you want to get answered, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Or if later on down the road, when live Q&A is over and you think of a question that maybe you'd like me to answer, then on the next live Q&A, you can just email it to me right here. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact and then make sure you put YouTube live question in the subject line. And we'll answer that question here. All right, so the question is, how can I make my gallery thumbnails larger? So you could do this in Customize View. What you're going to do is just click on Photos, and then you want to go to the gallery that you want to customize. So if you're not familiar with how to get to a specific gallery in Customize View, let me show you how to do that really quick. You just go over here, pick out the gallery that you want to use. Let me just minimize some of this really quick. So let's work in this Smith gallery right here. So let's say I want to make my thumbnails from my Smith gallery a little bit bigger or maybe a little bit smaller. I'm just going to click on that gallery, and then I'm going to hover over preview right here, and then I'm going to click customize. And then what I'm going to do is, now that I am in customize view for this gallery, what we want to do is we want to access the grid options. So I'm going to go up to options right here, uncheck use default, go down to the grid options tab right here. And then you want to make sure, I mean, you can use these if you want right here. This one will allow you to change the size right here. But I find that the dynamic grids are really the better option to go. So what you could do is click on like B. This is a dynamic grid. It's going to fit your landscape and portrait oriented images better. So I'm just going to click on that right there. And then this minimum row height right here is what actually controls the size of the thumbnails in that gallery. So if I went down to the smallest size allowed, which is 60, and then I hit apply right here. Let me just get myself out of the way here. So if I hit apply right there, now you can see how tiny the thumbnails got. It shrunk them down very small, which nobody wants that. That's a pain to look at the images that way. So what I'm going to do is go back to options, and then I'm just going to change this up to, I have found, you know, that 250 pixels is a pretty decent size for the thumbnails. But that's where you would go to change that setting and make the thumbnails larger or smaller. So you can see right here, now they went back up to about the size that I had them. And then if you want all of your galleries to take on this setting, what you need to do is just come up here and click Save as Defaults. And that's going to make this setting the gallery defaults. And then any gallery that's using default settings is going to take on that look and look exactly the same way this one does. All right, so let me get back to my dashboard really quick. It looks like Camper said, with regard to the built-in pages, it is the blog I'm concerned about. It's not ready to be launched, and I don't want the blog to be searchable online. So if you have blog posts that you've already made, or maybe you have some scheduled or something like that that you're concerned about, or you just don't want people finding your actual blog page, because you can unpublish the blog post and things like that. You just go to website here, go to blog, and then if you have blog posts, you can revert them back to draft. So you just go right here. So like this one that's been published. I'm just going to go right here to edit, and then come down here and click revert to draft, and that is going to revert that back to a draft and kind of unpublish that blog post. Now, if Google's already indexed that information, it may take a little bit of time for that to come out of Google's cache. It will change once Google indexes your website again and they see that post is no longer published. Then they'll remove it from their system. But that's how you do it right there. So I hope that helps, Camper. If I'm still missing it, then just let me know and I'll see if I can't dive a little bit deeper and figure out what's going on. All right, let me get back to my dashboard and we will take the next question here. All right, so it looks like somebody says, I have an order that was split into 2 shipments and my clients have had to pay shipping twice. Why would this happen when it was all one order? So there's a couple of things that can cause split shipping. The biggest reason that split shipping happens is usually because when people make price lists, they don't pay attention to the vendors that they're using, and they end up adding 2 separate vendors on a single price list, which then products have to be shipped from separate locations, and that's usually what causes split shipping. So let me show you really quick. If I go to a price list, just go right here. And we're going to go to the demo list that I've got set up right here. And then what I recommend that people do is when you're creating a price list and you go to add products, that if you look up in the top right and you see this, if you're not real familiar with making a price list, there's a good chance that you're probably accidentally going to choose 1 or 2 vendors for this single price list, and then that is what causes that split shipping or that double shipping charge. So the best advice I can give to you is come up here and click this and choose a specific vendor that you want to use. So I'm going to click Impix Lab, And now any product that I choose from here is going to come from MPix Lab, and I don't have to worry about there being multiple vendors on my price list. Now, the other thing that can happen is, let me just cancel out of this really quick. The other thing that could happen is if there are, if they have different color correction settings applied to them. So if you choose to allow your clients to choose whether their images are color corrected or not, if they choose for one image to be color corrected and then they don't think about it for the other one, those are going to be printed in two separate locations, and that can also cause a split order and double shipping charges as well. So to avoid that and to avoid frustration to your customers, what I recommend doing is just either setting your price list to apply color correction or to not apply it. So the way you do that is for prints right here, if you just come to this little gear icon, these are going to be the ordering options that are presented to your clients. And then as you can see right here, color correction is set to allow the customer to choose. And that's going to give them the ability to decide if they want that color correction or not. But what I would recommend doing is either having it set to apply color correction automatically or having it set to do not enhance. That way that doesn't accidentally get turned on for one print and then not turned on for the other one, and you don't have to worry about that double shipping charge happening and things like that. So that's my recommendation for that. Let me just get back to my dashboard there, and we'll take the next question. Okay, so how do I make a layout or option change in Quickshop? All right, so let me show you what options are available that you can change in Quickshop. Right now they are limited, so let me just show you some of the options that you have, and hopefully soon, if a lot of people request more options and more customizing features in Quickshop, you can go to the user voice forum and definitely request more options for that to be changed. But let me show you how you can change what options you do have. So I'm just going to go to Photos really quick and pick out a gallery. I'm just going to keep working in this Smith gallery right here. And then to get to that in Customize View, make sure that I've clicked on it over here, and then hover over Preview and click Customize. And then what we need to do is up in the top left right here, you see that it says we're on Gallery Thumbnails. So what you want to do is click right here, and then you can navigate to the Gallery Quickshop. And this is where you can change the options that you have for Quickshop. So if you click on Options right here, you can set the sidebar to show by default or hide. So if you want this little, let me just show you really quick. Right now it's set to show, so that shows there. But if I set this to hide, and let me get my head out of the way. If I set that to hide and then I come down here and I click Apply, that is going to remove that sidebar and just show a little buy button at the top that then my clients can click on, and that'll bring that little sidebar in over. So as you can see, it took that little sidebar away with just a little buy button up here, and then when they click on that, that will bring that in there so they can use the Quickshop options here. All right, so another option that you have is you can also set to hide these buttons right here. So you can hide the favorites button or show the favorites button. You can hide or show the comments button, which I'll go ahead and set that to show so I can show you how that works, because I know we had somebody asking, I think George was asking about comments earlier. You can also set to hide the downloads button. So this is going to allow downloading of web resolution images. You can set that button to hide or show right here. Then you can also set the sharing button to hide or show, and the back button. And then you can hide or show the title, the caption, and the EXIF data if you want. And then you can also change the background color right here. And then you have some options to change for the slideshow right here. So you can change some of the slideshow options. So I've got that comments button set to show. Let me just go ahead and apply these changes so I can show you how these things work and what they do. All right, so now that buy button is still up there. I thought I changed that. Let me go back and add that back really quick. Sidebar to show. There we go. Okay. So now you can see the buttons up top change a little bit. There's a few more showing that weren't there before. And they're going to give us some additional options here. So there's that favorites button. We kind of already went over how favorites worked. The sharing button right here, this is going to allow your clients to, I'm seeing some additional options here because I'm actually logged in as the photographer for this account. But what it will do is it'll allow the clients to share a link back to this gallery on their social media sites. And then right here is the download button. So they can click on here and they can download the different files. And then here is that comments button right here. So they click on comments and they can actually add comments to the photos right here. So those additional buttons are right there for you, and you can just access them right here. You can turn them on and off by going to options. And then once you have it set up the way you want it to work, just use that save as default option right there to make it default for all of your galleries that are using the default settings. Thea, this video is going to be available to watch after the live version. It'll be available on our channel till I do another video. So what I do is I'll keep this one available to watch for an entire week. You can just go to the channel and click on recent live streams, and this video will be here for this week. And then once I do another live stream, it gets replaced by that video. So anyway, okay, so I hope that answers the question about the Quickshop page. Let me just go back to my dashboard really quick and get to the next question here. The comments will be public unless somebody decides to do a private comment, and that's how that works. They have the option of making a comment private, and definitely what I recommend is making sure that you have it set up to where you can moderate the comments and things like that. So for instance, you can go right here, go to comments, and then you can allow private comments. You can change the options right here. But what I would do is I would make sure that this setting right here is turned on. This says that public comments must be approved before anyone can see them. And this will give you control of what comments show to your users. I would definitely use that right there, because what that's going to do is that is going to protect you from people spamming your images and stuff with comments of like, hey, check out my website, or you know, all the internet scams and stuff that are going on. I would definitely use that option right there. And also, once a comment is private, you're not able to ever make it public again. So I just wanted to throw that out there. When you're moderating comments, if you choose to make a comment private, there's no way to be able to make it public after you've made it private. All right, so I'm just going to save those settings, and then let's get to the next question here. All right, so the next question says, why when my client crops an image and there is white space outside of the orange line, but within the red line, when my client crops an image and there is white space outside of the orange line, but within the red line, will the white be printed? So everything within the red line will be in the final print you receive. Between the red line and the orange line may or may not be included in the final print you receive. And then if it's outside of the orange line, nothing outside of the orange line will be printed. What is that digital, the big printers, they have about, I think it's a shift that can happen of up to, I believe it's about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16 of an inch. And so that's why that is there. Everything within the red line will be in the final print. So if it's in the red line, if you see a little bit of white edge in there, in that red line, then it's definitely going to be in the final print. If it's between the red line and the orange line, then there's a chance that it could, because of that shift in the print. But if it's outside of the orange line, it's definitely not going to be in the print, and you don't have to worry about it. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really fast here, and we will jump on to the next question here. All right, so Somebody says, I keep getting error 500s. Is this a server error? What is going on? Well, an error 500, what that means is that our system is unable to accomplish the task that you were trying to do. And usually there'll be a little box up there that says report the error. And we ask that if you see this, that you please do report the error and report the error message that you're seeing. And then usually also too, what happens is if you see it again, what I would recommend doing is trying to clear, if it's just like on a normal site, if you're just going to one of your pages or something like that, what I would try to do is just try clearing your cache, try opening a private window, try clearing your cookies, and see if that fixes it. A lot of times that will fix it, but if you continue to see it, please do go ahead and click that report error and send us the report so that we can further troubleshoot that for you and look into it and see what's going on. But like I said, give it a trying to clear your cache or trying to use a private or incognito window and see if that helps first. A lot of times that will fix the issue and you won't have to do anything else. Most of the time it's just like a little change or something that's been made, and it just kind of throws your browser cache kind of in a confused state for a second, and you just need to clear your browser cache and everything works. If you continue having issues though, if you continue seeing them pop up and you've tried that, definitely click that send a report and send us the report option that's there. All right, so let me take another question really quick here. How many images should I have in my client's galleries? So what I would recommend is make sure that you're doing some normal culling process. Go through, if you upload your entire shoot without culling anything, that's going to become a really tedious task for your client to go through and check and look at the images and things like that. Especially if you're shooting lots of images really fast, just trying to get the best shot. I would definitely recommend going through, and anything that could appear like a duplicate image to your clients, go ahead and just cull the images and upload just what you consider to be what your best shots are, so that when your client goes to the gallery, it's a nice process. They don't have lots of images that they might not even like to look through, and it's a nice simple process to get them to the images that are the best and that they most likely will purchase. So let me get to my next question here. So I got a question that says, why does my CSV file fail when I upload it? Most of the time when people email in with this question, they're usually doing an event. But something that you need to check for in your CSV file, if you're doing if you're updating something, uploading a participants list or something like that, is make sure that you are looking for empty cells. So if you are, especially if you're doing like a participants list or a for something like that for events, look for empty cells. If you've got any empty cells, go ahead and get rid of those. You need to have information in there. Also, if you're doing if this is for the event and you have the unique ID column, you can't have two duplicate values in a unique ID column. The other things to look for too is if maybe special character combinations are not allowed. We do have a link that I can throw out in the chat right now. Let me copy this link really quick. Copy the link right there, and I'm going to throw this out in the chat. This is a link where you can look and see what special characters and combinations are allowed and what's not allowed, and things like that. Okay, so let me get to my next question here. The next one is, my clients report seeing multiple charges on their credit cards or bank accounts, but they only place one order. What is going on? So we've seen this question a couple of times, and what's going on is that sometimes clients may have attempted to check out multiple times, or their cards have security protocols and the charges might be pending. They may see multiple charges, and it can take a few business days to clear up. Usually, if that's going on and your clients email you or call you and they say they've got multiple charges from us, the best thing to do is just send us an email. Let us know, get a screenshot from that client of the charges that are on their account. Tell them to feel free to black any information out that they don't want shown. Have them take a screenshot of those multiple charges, send it to you. They can send it directly to us. Forward us that information, and along with the client's email, and maybe even what gallery the client was trying to purchase out of, and if they had a successful order go through, or if they have an order number, make sure to include that information in the email that you send to us, and then we'll take that and we'll have our accounting team look into that, and we'll get it squared away as fast as we can. The most important thing is just getting us the information that we need as quick as we can, so that we can get on top of that and make sure that we handle it as quickly as we can for your client. All right, so let me see what questions I've got next here. Should I upload my full-size files before emailing my clients, or should I wait to upload the larger files during approval? So there's a couple of options when you're uploading your images to Zenfolio. I would say depending on your internet connection is how I would try to decide what you want to do. If you've got a really good, strong internet connection, I would definitely go ahead and recommend uploading the full resolution images so that they're on there, they're online, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to replace them later during order approval and things like that. Now, if you're uploading and you've got a very unstable internet connection, it likes to go in and out on you a lot. Maybe you've got a lot of teenagers in the house that like to stream Netflix and use Spotify, and everything else that they have is connected to your connection. One thing you might try to do to fix that is direct wire into your connection. But if you're still having slow connection issues and it just makes more sense to upload lower resolution files, you can definitely upload those lower resolution files, and your clients can still make orders as long as you have order approval on. So if you upload a lower resolution file and you don't have order approval on, your clients are going to see a message that says this product cannot be ordered because it does not meet the resolution requirements. They're going to see that if you don't have order approval on. So you want to make sure that if you're uploading the lower resolution files and you plan on changing them out later, then what you want to do is just go to selling and then on price list and make sure that you have order approval on so your clients can go ahead and order those products and they won't see that message. Let me show you how to get to where order approval is. So once you're in a price list, just click on price list settings right here. And then right here is that order approval option. And like I said, even if you're uploading the full resolution image files, I strongly suggest leaving this on. It just gives you a nice buffer, to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the order before it's sent on to the lab for approval. Now, that doesn't mean that even if you've uploaded the full resolution image files, if you've got a strong internet connection, you've uploaded the full resolution files, you can still replace the photos in order approval. So if you don't feel like editing the photos until maybe your clients have chosen their favorites, and then you're only going to edit the ones that they've chosen, you can still replace those in order approval, and as long as you have a pro or advanced account. And you can just, what I would recommend doing there is just once you've done the editing, you just upload them to a new gallery. Usually what I do is I create a new gallery called replacement photos or something like that, and then you can upload them there, and then within order approval, actually I think I can show you really quick, you can replace those images. So let me go to a order really quick. Let's see here. We go to a pending order, and then we've got an order right here. And so what we can do is, let's just say, for instance, I uploaded a smaller resolution file, and obviously it was not big enough for a 16 by 20 print. And if that's the case, then what you'll see is a red box around the order right here, or the product right here, and it'll say does not meet the resolution requirements. So what you want to do is just click this change photo option right here. Now, before you do that, I would suggest go ahead and upload the photos that you want to change it out to. So you can upload the photo to any gallery or just create a special gallery, like I said, called replacement photos and upload it there. Click that change photo and then you can select the gallery that you want to use, which down here is what I have created, I think. Nope, maybe I don't have it in here anymore. So you would just click on whatever gallery you uploaded that photo to, and then that images would load, and then you would just choose the image that you want to replace it with. Alright, so let me get out of here and get back to my dashboard. What is a banner and why would I use it? So you can use a banner. I guess maybe talking about the banners over the galleries. The gallery option has some banner options that you can use, and especially it's kind of a nice way just to give like a nice little slideshow preview of the images that are in that gallery. So let me just go to a gallery really quick. I'm just going to go to photos. And then once I get there, we're going to go to the Smith gallery. And I am going to go hover over preview and hit customize. And then I'm just going to change the layout so I can make sure that I've got a layout that offers banners. I think, does this one? Oh, this one does have it. All right, so right here is banner content. So I just need to go to options, page elements, and then make sure I set that top banner to show and hit apply. Right down here. Let me get my head out of the way here. And then after that applies, what we're going to do is add some banner content. So you can see now it's got this empty thing right up here. I'm just going to click on banner content at the top of the gallery right here. Choose either a photo, a slideshow, or you can even do a photo strip. And I'm just going to choose that photo strip and select that Smith gallery. Now, something that else you could do is, this is a great way to add advertisement to a gallery. So, for instance, if you had maybe a couple of banners made up of the type of photography that you do, maybe just a small ad image made up, you could have that in a gallery somewhere. And let's just say this is a wedding gallery where lots of wedding guests are logging in and seeing these photos. You could add that little banner advertisement up there and advertise your services and hopefully pick up some more clients. So that's just an idea that you could use that for, but you can definitely just use it to show a nice little preview as well of the images in the gallery. So now this is going to add a slider up top, and I just click update, and now there's a nice little slider up top above the thumbnails. So right here you can see there's this nice little slider up here. You can come and slide through the images. But like I said, this could just be a static image or a slideshow image of maybe some advertisement if you want to do that as well. So that's definitely an opportunity to use this to try to get more clients. But that's what a banner is, and that's some of the ways that you could use it in your account. So let me get back to my dashboard really quick. And I think I got time for maybe one more question, and then we'll have to end this session, unfortunately, but we will be back next week. So somebody said, I've heard that keywording my images will help me get my site ranks higher on search pages. Is this true, and how can I keyword images? Also, what words are helpful? Well, this is definitely true, and it's definitely a benefit for your website and will help your website rank higher if this information is relevant, if it's visible to search engines, and if you do it the right way. So if a gallery is password protected, that's not going to help anything on your website. It's not going to improve the search engine rankings or anything like that, because with the password protection on, search engines can't actually go in and see your they can't actually go in and then see your keywords and all of that. So if you have a gallery that's public like this one right here, adding some keywords to the gallery, to the images and things like that, and then making sure that they're set to show can definitely boost your search engine rankings. So you can click on the gallery right here, and you can do this at the gallery level. You can click on gallery details. You know, you can give it a better title, maybe Smith's Engagement Portraits maybe put the location that it was shot at, maybe, things like that. Also, you can add that information in the caption. And then you can add that information into the keywords right here as well. If you're going to do 2 words for a keyword, make sure that you keep them in quotation marks. So like, for instance, engagement, portraits. If you want to use that for a keyword, just make sure you put a quotation mark at the end, or the beginning and the end, like that, to keep that together as a single keyword. You could add, I don't know, I think maybe around 7 keywords is a good kind of target. You can definitely add more, you can definitely add less. 7 keywords is a pretty good target here. Then you can also choose the category and then subcategory as well if the category has a subcategory. And all of those things are going to be really beneficial to your SEO as long as the gallery is public. Now you can also do this on the image level as well. So if you click on an image over here, you can click on photo details and do the exact same thing. You can also scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on all photos right here and keyword and tag all of these photos at the very same time, just by clicking all and then coming in here and adding a bunch of tags and things like that. So again, location is very, very helpful. The type of photography that it is and different things like that are good to add in there and will definitely help you with your SEO. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that this information is visible to the search engines. So for one, the gallery needs to be public. Otherwise, search engines can't access the information that's inside of there. And then 2, you want to go and make sure that those captions and keywords and all that information is on. So in the gallery right here, just go to options, make sure that the caption is set to show, the categories and keywords is set to show, and then go ahead and click apply. And then that's going to place the category information and stuff on this page where the search engine can index it, and it actually will help improve your site rankings, but it's not going to clutter up the page so that it's ugly for your viewers. It's going to put those categories and keywords down here in a nice little hidden option that will it's just there really for the search engines to index and improve your SEO. So once you're done with that, maybe just go ahead and click Save as Default. I would definitely go through that process with any of your portfolio galleries and things like that are already going to be showing public to it's just going to give you better results on search engines and things like that. Also, on your home page as well, if you've got images that are showing on your home page, definitely make sure you take the time to add keywords and categories to those images, and make sure that you look for any place at all possible that you can add more text information, especially to the home page, because this is going to help boost your SEO. So for instance, on the home page, you can use a welcome message to add some information in there, some text information in there, and that's going to be helpful. Make sure that you're strategically placing some keywords and stuff in that welcome message. You can do that by going to options, setting that welcome message to show right here, and then putting some information in here. Again, location, the type of photography that you do, and things like that are definitely going to help. And then you can also there's also a place for your website title and description, and that is going to be really beneficial too. So let me just get back to my dashboard here, and I'll show you where to do that in the settings as well. All right, so if you want to do your website title and things like that, just go to Setting and Website. Excuse me. So you're going to go to Settings and Website, and then right here there's an option that says Search Engine Optimization. Click right there, and this is where you can add a website title and a website description. So you can put your homepage title right here and your website description right here, and that information is also going to be indexed by search engines and improve your ranking as well. Things to look for is that little green thing right there that says SEO. Anytime you see that, that's letting you know that this is important for your website's SEO. Now, unfortunately, we are out of time, so that's all for this week. Thank you for everybody who tuned in and watched. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you get notifications and you also get the latest tutorials and things like that. And hopefully I'll see you next time. And don't forget to send any questions that you have in right here to zenfolio.com/contact, and then just type in YouTube live question and I'll answer that here live for you. Until next week, I hope everybody has a good weekend and good luck with your account.